Tervetuloa Tuima-TV:n pariin. Tänään puhumme ruuasta ja siitä, mitä kaupasta oikein uskaltaa ostaa. Vieraana meillä on ruotsalainen kirjailija ja Svenska Dagbladetin toimituspäällikkö Mats-Erik Nilsson.
Welcome, Mats-Erik.
Thank you.
In your books, you have revealed that there is no meat in meatballs, or that black olives aren't actually black. What was the most shocking thing you found out?
It's hard to say. I think my kind of boring answer is the shocking thing is that it goes into goes for so many foods. Of course, I can pick just one example. I can pick guacamole with 1.5% avocado in it, but and that is astonishing in a way. But I think what I have revealed is that these long ingredients lists and this faking is going on all through the shop, all through the food, on all shelves.
Okay. Your book caused a big scandal in Sweden. How did the food industry react?
First, they didn't say anything. So there was one debate on television, but just one, and so I think they thought that calculated if let him go on for a while, and this will blow over, and then we can go back to business again. But it didn't happen, and this issue and this debate is going on like 8 years after I wrote the first book, and it hasn't gone away. And now they have to adjust their products. On the Swedish version of my first book, there was a ready meal with they said it was from a family recipe with 60, but it was 67 ingredients in it, and a lot of ingredients that their grandma had never heard of in the 20s. But now they bought 30 copies of my first book, the company, and they have taken away all the additives except for one coloring agent that is in the brown sauce that is still there. But all of them are gone, and that I did never think in my wildest fantasies that would happen.
Well, do you ever get frustrated that things change so slowly?
Yeah, sometimes, but I'm also kind of optimistic person, so I think I try to stick to the positive things.
That's a good thing. Well, some experts claim that food additives are actually a good thing. For example, they help to preserve the food. What do you think about this?
It's like 10% that is preserving food, and the other part, the major part, is kind of cosmetics. You use flavorings, coloring agents, thickeners, and other things to make the product more appealing. And why do you have to make it more appealing? It's because you don't have the real ingredients that you should have, all small amounts of it. If you don't have enough of avocado, like if you don't have 90% of it, you have 1.5%, you have to put in coloring agents, flavorings, maybe flavoring enhancers to make the flavor even stronger, and then you in the factory you treat all those ingredients so brutally. You heat them to be able to pump them through long pipes, and then you lose a lot of the appearance and the taste also. So then you have to use all these additives. So the main purpose of using additives is not to preserve food. The main purpose is to make up for all those losses in the production, or that you don't have the real ingredients in it. And even when it comes to preservation, of course, it's a good thing that products last longer, and you don't want to get ill from eating food, but you use it way too much. it has to do with the industry called shelf life. If you sell a cookie, for example, it should stand on the shelf for like 3 months, and then of course you put preservatives in it. And you can find preservatives in frozen food also, and that is they don't have any function there, but maybe this ingredient mix that you used in this food also was used in another food. So it has been so easy to use all these additives, and they are so dead cheap.
So what can you buy from the grocery store if you don't want to buy additives?
You can all the fresh food, for example, all the foods that are not packaged. You can buy all the fresh food, of course, like vegetables and fruits, and you can buy meat and fish and egg, and when you go
all
to
kind of eggs and meats and
yeah. They if you buy them in their kind of raw state, they're not treated in that way. And you go to the big dairy shelves, then you should look for like the real thing, not all these. Yogurt with raspberries. It's much better to buy yogurt the natural way and buy raspberries. Is it now you have to buy them frozen, and then you can mix it. The kind of simple operation. You take the yogurt and you take raspberry and you mix it and you get raspberry yogurt. But if you buy it from the factory in the store, it's not very much. There's some raspberries, but then you have to make up for the little amount of that. So you have to maybe have a coloring agent or flavorings and things like that, and much of sugar. If you do it yourself, you can have as much sugar as you want.
So basically, it's best to do it yourself.
Yeah, and that one is simple, but you can't do everything yourself. I mean, if you're living in a modern world, you can't make all your sausages, you can't bake all your bread. Yeah. Nobody does that, or hardly anyone does that. So you have to buy some things that are ready-made, but then you have to look at the ingredients lists and pick the one with the shortest.
Your recent books focus on recipes. Is there nothing to reveal anymore?
My most recent book isn't. My fourth book is with the recipes, and how you should eat to follow the seasons. That is also in Finnish. But my most recent book that hasn't come out in Finland yet is about the restaurant industry. All the food that you buy, that you eat outside of your home. Not just fine dining restaurants, but also McDonald's and everything that is in between. And we eat more and more outside of our homes today. So I thought that was a kind of good subject, because when you go out and eat at a cafe or everywhere, you don't know anything about the food. When you go to the store, you cannot at least read the label and see the ingredients list. But when you go out to eat, you don't know anything at all.
So how do you choose a good restaurant then?
If I come to a place like this, which I don't know too much about, and if it's not very kind of fine dining, which sometimes go to, but I just want to kind of eat lunch or something like that. There are some things you can go. You can look for, if it's not a very advanced restaurant with a very fantastic kitchen. Pick a restaurant with a short menu. A long menu is a kind of warning signal, because they can't make all these dishes themselves, so they are kind of ready-made in some ways. So short list is good. If there is something that you know with ingredients that are kind of expensive, but the dish is not that expensive, a pizza with fantastic meat on it, like sometimes they are sold at like in Sweden, and it's very not expensive at all. They might not have used that ingredient, that meat part at all, and also follow the seasons.
Thank you for your advices, and thank you for the interview. Kiitos myös katsojille ja tervetuloa Tuima-TVn pariin myös ensi kerralla.